Hello there. So let's talk about proposals. If you're writing a research proposal, it really needs to achieve three things. And remember, this is at a very early stage in your study, and it's pretty much where you need to convince your institution that you know what you need to do and how to get about doing it. And basically what's going to happen is the institution will look at that proposal and say, okay, we support you, and we're going to put supervisors to help you, and you'll have the credibility of studying with us as an institution, which will also then make sure that you get through your study. So the three things that you need to get done with your proposal, or the three questions you need to answer really. Number one is, what are you going to do in your study? And this is pretty much all going to be in your introduction, and you'll set up some background, and you'll probably talk about a bit of a problem statement, and you'll relate some issues from the real world of the reader into the academic world of research within which you're going to do your work. And so that's a very important question, because you need to create some context. You need to create some background. Need to define some key concepts and some definitions. Avoid jargon, but just make sure that people understand what it is that you are going to be doing. So what, number one, is the first thing that you need to sort out. Then why. Now this is also going to be in your introductory section, but only once you've set up the background and explained the key concepts can you then go into the motivation for the study and the problem statement, the issue that you're trying to solve. So it's all very well to make a contribution with research, but is that contribution going to be important? Is there going to be some significance to your work? And that's answering the question of why. Why should, and let's say for example you're also applying for funding in your proposal. Why should somebody fund your research? What value is it going to create for the world? What you've hopefully stated a problem, and then assuming your research will solve that problem, how is that going to help us, and why is that going to be important? So the second thing is you need to really convince your institution through your research proposal why they need to support you in doing this research, and why you're going to undertake this, and also why you are going to spend 2, 3, maybe 4 years, if it's a PhD, doing this work. And then the third question you need to answer with your research proposal is, how are you going to do it? And pretty much the bulk of that is going to be geared towards a type of methodology, and you'll have some sort of a research design, if you like. So are you going to be doing qualitative or quantitative? Is it going to be case studies? Are you going to use things like content analysis? Are you going to do grounded theory? Like, for example, I did grounded theory, which is a qualitative research method that emphasize a lot of the human factors in the issues that you're investigating. But you would also need to just incorporate a little bit of practicalities. So there, I mean, the plan, the how is also going to include a little bit of the sequencing of the different phases of your research. So once you've done your proposal, you're going to gather data, you're going to analyze it, you're going to write it up, and you'll probably go through a few of those cycles, depending on how you set up your sort of project plan, if you like, which is the how of your study. So, and I package all of this in a new course coming out soon, next 2-3 weeks hopefully, so look out for that. But in summary, the three things that you need to achieve with your research proposal is, number one, what it is that you're going to study, but a background and context. Number two, why it's important, what the problem statement is, and what value that will create if you solve that problem statement. And then number three, how you're going to do your research. So what methodology are you using? What practicalities have you thought about? What plan are you going to put in place to complete your study? Okay, so good luck with your research proposal, and look out for my course coming soon. I'll update this video with a link to the course when it's available. Cheers.